Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. And today we got a detailed look at these things right here. This price, man, I really hope this is not the new norm for any shoe. Because once you start paying $400 for one shoe, they've got you.
By the balls.
Is that what the BB means? So first things first, this shoe right here. Well, actually, first things first, look at this. I think these are sold out already.
Well, if they're not, where can you get it?
The Hoopery. So remember that eclectic embroidered that says Hoopery with all the different NBA fonts on it? Same company. They got some dope stuff. They got this one. Because after Kobe's thing, you know, I just want to show my support towards Kobe and his family and all that stuff any way I can. So this is one of the items that I picked up, as well as a t-shirt. This one's fresh, man. I really love what they did, not only with the two versions of Kobe, which is the 8 and the 24, but they also did it with the Adidas Kobe and the Nike Kobe. So I just think that this is really slick. It's a really cool thing. They already had these though. That's the thing. It's an old design. They brought it back.
Out of retirement?
Yes. They have a special edition one as well, where the proceeds were going to, I can't remember what they called it, but like the Mamba Academies thing. Now with that being said, this right here is the Nike Adapt BB version 2.0. The box is way less.
Gigantic?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's still big, but like it's not like this weird where you have to lift the top, like it looked like a cake box for some sneakers. It was really weird. So this one's just more of a traditional box for anybody wondering. It's got this right here, and this has the power cords to it. They don't plug directly into the shoe. Inside there's that black thing, and that's the charging pad. Now the thing is that I have the first version, so I just kept the same charging pad. It's over there, and that's what I charged these things on, so I didn't have to take all of that extra stuff out. And this is the Adapt BB 2.0. I don't know what to think about these. These look like an old Hyper Rev, like Draymond used to wear it. I don't not like the design. I think that the design is very cool. And in images, I did like them way more than these, because these look like a weird slip-on to me. Like, I don't like the way that these look. These look like the And One Toe Chillin', or Two Chillin', whatever the hell they're called. But what is really apparent though is that there's subtle upgrades in this model compared to this model, but these are way lighter than these, which is super weird, because you'd think that it would get lighter as they go along, but it's gotten way heavier. And I'm not even joking about way heavier. I'm talking about like legit heavy. So here we are at 00. We put on the original BB. Can you guys see that? What the hell's going on? So 16.24, back to 0, putting on the new one. Oh my, like 19 ounces, damn near 20. The funniest part though is that these feel better than these guys on foot, like they do. It's all about construction, less about weight. I'm just really surprised at how heavy these are. I think it's because they added a bunch of stuff. That plastic thing on the back, the extra materials, this weird plastic thingy right there. There's a lot more to these than there is on these. These I actually wasn't a big fan of. It wasn't until like a week or two where I finally got it to where like the lacing kind of felt okay, but it only felt okay on one foot, not in the other. And it was just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. This was the reason, this and the Air Jordan 33 with the pull thing, they're the two shoes where I was like, I just want to go with laces. What is this? I get what they were doing. I think it's cool. I really do. Like, this is future The execution though, I just was like, can you please, I just need some laces. I just really want to just tie my shoes up the way that I normally would, adjust them, and just play. That's all I want to do. All this like one notch here, well, no, too tight, you know, like I just couldn't do it, man. Now, one of the things that they upgraded, at least visually, is the outsole right here. This guy's full on herringbone. This guy's spirals. Believe it or not, I love spirals.
I love the outsole on the new one so much more.
In what way?
The design. I'll take the red dot over the nipples any day.
I could see that. That's not what I was talking about though. You know? I was talking about the pattern. I really love spiral design because this gives you coverage everywhere. It doesn't matter what way you're going, this guy's got you. But for whatever reason, these always kind of felt a little weird. They felt like slick at certain points, even though I never really wiped out in them. They just didn't feel right. Now, I don't know what these feel like yet, but just based off of like the look and everything, I mean, you can't really go wrong with herringbone, right? I mean, you can. Adidas has done it a few times already. And then the second upgrade is the cushion, which is what that gigantic red thing is all about. That's supposed to let you know that there is Zoom Turbo in the Forefoot, which I love Zoom Turbo. And I'm talking about real Zoom Turbo too, the thinner stuff with the creases in it and all that, not the stuff that they called Zoom Turbo and the Why Not 03s. That's not Zoom Turbo. That's full on gigantic volume Zoom Air, which also feels great. But when we're talking about Zoom Turbo, I'm talking about low profile Zoom Air with lots of folds in it and stuff, so you can feel a little bit of bounce underfoot, but mostly you feel stable, and that's what these guys feel like. It is coupled, I believe, with Cushlon Steel, which is what the original version had, but for whatever reason, these feel way nicer than the originals underfoot. I don't know what it was about these, but these I felt like there was something under my foot right there.
You're like the princess and the pea.
I don't know what that is.
kid's story where they stack all the mattresses because the princess can feel the pee.
Oh, man, I don't know how old I was when I last heard that. And yes, it's kind of like that. You couldn't feel the unit, the component itself pressing in your foot or anything. It's just when you were running, it just felt like there was something in the back there. It's like when you hit a dead space on a basketball court and the ball just doesn't come back. It felt like that. It just felt weird. Now, the materials do feel like an upgrade in certain areas, and then in other areas, I'm not so sure. The one part where I feel like it's an upgrade is this back half, and I'm not talking about all of that plastic. I'm talking about what's under it. I do really wish that they kept the original little smaller heel clip in the back versus this gigantic thing. That's a lot. It looks really cool though. You don't think so?
It looks like a built-in shoehorn.
Oh, come on, man. Why you gotta ruin everything? I really did like it. Now I don't.
Sorry.
But what's underneath this, I believe, is actual suede, like really short-haired suede, versus these guys, which is like a synthetic cheap nubuck. And that was like a complaint when I opened these up, where I was like, for $350, you couldn't give me a little bit of zoom and some actual material. So for $400, they gave me what I wanted. I don't know if I should be complaining right now or not. Now the forefoot area is the part that I'm not really with. It looks so weird. It's not the design, it's the material. It's so much plastic. There is textile in it, but it's got like plastic on it. It borderline reminds me of like the Kobe 6. It had that really cool screen mesh, and then on top of that they had those really weird polyurethane scales on them, and I really didn't like it visually at first, but once I started playing in it, I was like, oh, it actually protects the material underneath. Super cool. So maybe it'll be like that, but for right now, it's just because I could see just fuse everywhere, and I'm just like, for $400. Now the tongues are interesting. They remind me of the Jordan 5. I don't know if that's a thing that they did on purpose. However, the little strap thing, it's a nice little leather on there. So again, a raw material there, a raw material there. Not quite $400 worth, but we're trying. It's all good. And then one last thing that I do feel so far as an upgrade is the overall lacing cable system. The original version, it's hard to explain or describe what's going on under here because you can't see it. But basically you have a normal throat, and it's kind of outlined right here, right? The pulley system has two cables in it. It's got one's coming in, one's coming out. And that way it's like, you know, tightening everything around your foot, and it's pulling everything down and it's loosening everything up. That's exactly what it's doing. This. And with this one right here, they have a couple of little plastic clips that they've actually made visible on these guys, which I think is cool, so you could see your tech. And when you tighten these things up, it cinches everything down, but what it felt like it was doing this. Tightening all one way, and then if you just, it's too tight, you gotta loosen it. So it was not as targeted as I was hoping. So again, what I like about this is that it still has the same motor mechanism, I believe, inside right here. This is done up in a way that's closer to the fast fit system that was used on the Kobe AD NXT Fast Fit. Now, what I liked about that is that that has the same exact pulley system. It's just with a pulley instead of a motor. And what I liked about that is that it went through all of these different nylon cables. So you had isolated forefoot, you had the midfoot, the back, and then the rear. And I really liked the way that when you cinch it up, at least was consistent. So it felt like it was closing all of that. Whereas on the original BB, it just kind of felt like it was right on top of your foot. And it just was like, that's not what I want. I want it here and here, which is why I like laces so much, because I can do that with my laces here. I could do that with my laces here. I can't do that with a motorized thing or with a pulley thing. I just can't. So that's why I like the fast fit on the Kobe. And again, that's what it feels like here. You can see where a lot of the cables are. You can see them here. I love that they're going all the way down, like way down here. That was not on the original one. I think the most that they did is come up right to the end of the collar. And so it's really gonna accentuate that rear lockdown and stuff, really draw your foot into the back. When I put these on, tighten them up, they felt good. That's not something I could say about the original. The original I really had to mess with to get something to where I was finally like, okay, I can play in these to where I'm comfortable. I don't think that's good enough. Now, as far as fit is concerned, these guys do fit true to size. They are snug, I guess, because a lot of people went up half a size with the original one. I did not. I think a lot of people don't know their shoe size, personally. I think that they need to go to a store, pull out that little Brannick device that's underneath the little stools. Just put your foot in there, see what it says. I am true to size. This is what my size is, size 9. That's what I like. That's what I go with. That's what I went with, and they fit perfectly. You want to put one in each hand, just kind of feel. That's not a dirty thing.
Okay.
How many people are you messing with at once? But like, you can noticeably feel that one's lighter.
Yeah.
You know? Now, visually back there, all she was doing was shaking her head when I was talking about the looks and stuff. So like, you got to think that these are butt ass ugly. That's what I'm thinking right now.
It just looks like a project where, okay, maybe it was too simple here. So they're like, you need to jazz it up, guys. And the people were like, okay.
So
and
it got
then
bedazzled.
they probably started and they just didn't know where to stop.
Maybe. It's the fuse, man. I can't take the plastic stuff anymore. Look at this, dude. It goes all the way down here. What is that? And you could tell that the only way to attach that is with glue. So like you're
Yeah,
saying,
you can see it spilling out.
yeah, like it feels like somebody just customized it by cutting things out and pasting them onto the original model.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me.
Well, my whole problem with this shoe is, and I mean, it was the problem with this shoe is we live in an age where everything always needs to be charged. And just even with work, there's been times where I'm like, oh crap, the camera, this battery's dead. Or, you know, and like, how long did it take me to get on the whole reading tablet bandwagon? Because I was just like, no, a book, you can always be able to just read that whenever. And I still get mad if I forget to charge that. So I can't imagine being like, all right, I'm gonna hoop. And what if your charger wasn't working properly that night?
That actually happens where you have to make sure that you line this piece, this middle piece, and make sure that the lights turn on when you put them on. Because with this one, for whatever reason, I have to put one shoe one way and the other shoe the other way to charge them. I didn't have to do that with this.
Okay.
But like the first time that I put them down, it was our friend who was like, are you sure those are charging? And I had to like look and be like, ah, crap, the lights aren't on. Because otherwise I'd have been the guy that just set them down, being like, okay, cool, they're charging.
Right.
And I'd take them back to the gym and I'd be like, what the hell?
And I understand like not wanting to put a little port in here, but there should be a way.
You think there should be one?
There should, only because then at least you can throw that cord in your bag and bring it with you and just...
Instead of another tablet?
Exactly.
Because it does look like a tablet.
It does. But you know, this big old thing floating around your bag, it seems excessive and a lot. And I feel like if I have wireless headphones that are special for when you're out running and are supposed to go through the rain and sweat, and if they can put a little lock on that, there has to be a way where you can do that here.
Yeah, no, I feel it. And that's why she's here. Because she thinks in a different way than I think. I'm only on court.
Yeah.
And from a consumer perspective, like pricing and what you're getting out of the product for your money. But she's thinking about things that I don't even, like the inconvenience of it all.
Just,
you know what I mean?
Even with our kids where like they'll not plug in the iPads properly, or they'll just forget to do it. Like just all those little things. I can't imagine going through that with my shoe.
I am excited to try them. I will say that, just because the things that I feel in these feels better than those, just right off the bat. So that pretty much takes care of it for just a quick detailed breakdown on these guys right here. Again, this is the Nike Adapt BB 2.0. I don't remember when they dropped.
Oh, this Sunday.
2/16. Is that Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's an all-star drop, so that makes sense. They're just dropping stuff all week. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Did you get a pair on the shock drop? If you did, have you played in them yet? If you have, what do you think about them? Also, if anybody's played in these, let me know what you think about these as well. I just thought that these were just, you know what I mean? I would so much rather just have laces, and I'm hoping that these change my mind a little bit, like the Kobe Fast Fit, because those I was like, that's legit. Like these are fun.
But it was with a asterisk of wait for them to go on sale.
Well, because those were 200.
Yeah.
But even then, you could buy 2 of those in one of these.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, man.
Don't throw them, you'll hurt somebody.
Right? Thank you once again, and until next time, guys, have a good one.